Hello, welcome to Greta's Garden. I've just been listening to the birds and the bees who love the lupins. I know these can be considered invasive. I think in Newfoundland they consider them naturalized. And one of them is supposed to be native here, which is a blue one maybe. It might even be this one, which is slightly purple. However, I love them and the bees adore. The bees play a part in dropping their pollen. I'm hearing so many different birds today. So I've just been thinking about what I'm going to try to achieve today. It's not supposed to rain. It feels like it's going to rain, but it's not too bad out. It's not warm, but a lovely day, I think, to get out in the garden. So I'm going to see if I can convince Bruce to put the pea poles up. It's time. They're starting to really grow now. And I've got to get my carrots in buckets started. I'll start with 2 buckets because that might be the amount of soil I have. If I can do 3 or 4, I certainly will. These are the buckets that I take indoors in the garage in November, November before the snow falls or it gets too cold. And those are the carrots that then I harvest from my garage all off season. Then, I'm going to get some spinach. I've been harvesting quite a bit of it, but it doesn't, as spinach is wont to do, it will bolt with the heat very quickly. It's done well for me this year. I've had years where I'm not so successful with it because I didn't plant the seeds early enough. They must go out when it's cold here for them to work for me. But anyways, it's a nice batch this year. Get that to go with supper. I've got to clean... Hi, birdies. You scared me. Oh, you've got worms. You're stealing my worms. I've got some kale that needs to... it's volunteer kale. I've left it in. It's in a wide open bed there, so I haven't minded, but it's time to get it out because it's encroaching on some of my crops there. So I'll probably chop and blanch because I use it for one of my it's my son's favorite Italian kale soup. So that's the tasks I'll start, and I'll see what else I get up to. I'm going to start with the 2 buckets for the carrot. I've got a little bit of wood chips left. Ooh, that's another bucket with holes. Maybe I can go for 3. I have last year's manure here composted down. It's the last I've got left. It's lovely. It's gorgeous stuff. But now I'm going to mix it with soil to go for the carrots. But the carrots, there's just too much of it here. I don't want to waste it on carrots. So I think I'll use this to go around some of my berries. My blackberry and black currants, red currants. Maybe my raspberries over there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now I've just brought out a little bit of the potting soil I use indoors, but this I'm just putting on the top for the carrot seeds to grab a hold of. There's lots of nutrients as they grow, and they won't need it as little seeds, but I want a smooth layer for them here. Okay, now I've got the carrots I'm choosing for this are from 2024. Now I've tested them out in my beds. They all came up, so the seeds work. Sow bugs. Goodness. And they're Napoli, and they're Anants, and they're just beautiful. uniform, gorgeous carrots. So I've got them pelleted so I can carefully place them. Look at these darn, they must have come out of the manure bag. Pill bugs, sow bugs, whatever you may call them. Holy! They're climbing to the top out of the manure, that's what's happening. Oh, they're creeping me out. My heavens. I don't know if I put one there. I'm going to try to maximize as many as I can, and again with pelleted seeds, it's nice and easy to see where you're putting them. And then I'm just going to push them down into this soil. And I'll place them down here in my beds until November, when it's time to bring them into the garage. Ugh. Now, did I miss any holes? That looks good. Just slightly push them down. So these are the poles that I got this year to use for the peas that are coming up now. I just got them at the dollar store this year. Normally we just grab long, branches that have died up there, but I saw these and thought they'll work. Now Bruce has just checked, he's going to put them up for me, but he doesn't have the long screws. He's going to have to go get them, so you'll see them next time. So here's my little spinach patch. I've got some scarlet runner beans here, a little cucumber, lots of mizuna, I think that's turnips. Got a few beets in here, but I'm after the spinach right now. That'll go well with supper. It's covered in grass shavings from Bruce mowing. I'll have to make sure I brush and wash it well. But beautiful leaves. I have this volunteer borage here. I don't know whether to take it out or leave it, so staying for now, but a lot of this stuff is harvested early, very much, so maybe I'll leave them. The bees will love it. Well, this should do us for supper. This spinach is called Lakeside, and I'm very pleased with it. It's lovely. So I will plant this batch that's out there. I will continue to eat for salad greens, baby salad greens, and sautéing, and pastas, things like that. And then it will bolt. But I will plant more late summer to go into fall, and I'll have more room in my beds for that, so I should be able to get a good haul. I just didn't want to waste too much of a bed because of the uncertainty of it bolting on me. You never know what the weather's going to do, and I have so many other greens now coming. So this is some of the kale I want to get. I've got red Russian kale, and it looks like curly red Russian kale here. These are my bush beans, and these are my onions, so it's encroaching and all of that, so I'm just going to clear some of this out. think I like that one. Well, I'll leave that strip there, but the onions now have some room to breathe and grow. They were suffering. And my bush beans should be happier. And I will come back for this. Well, that's enough kale for today, because I now have to chop it. I'll chop it finely because it's for a specific soup that we really enjoy it. I don't really just eat kale, or none of my family really enjoys it just sauteed or that, but putting it in everything else, soups and stews, is beautiful. I gathered 2 onions that came up from last year. I have no idea why, but they will be beautiful as a spring onion. And my spring onions, I just wanted to do a check. They're doing beautiful and can be harvested already. I've sown them at various different times, so throughout the summer I just keep harvesting my spring onions or green onions. And I just picked the chard that was going to bolt, also came up from last year. They overwinter, which is quite amazing. I didn't mean it to, but they do. But look at this amount of kale. It's crazy, and there's still so much out there. Well, the kale is pretty perfect. I've washed and cleaned, and I'll just start prepping it to blanch to freeze. And there's the spinach, but not a bug bite on it. Beautiful greens. Well, that's all for today. I'm going to get in and get working on these. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Take care. We'll see you soon.